Well, Joe, it's quite extraordinary. As a weekly commuter up and down to attend because I had blood samples to take and blah, blah, blah in Vincent's Hospital and various other places. I certain money paid into my pension. I have a lot of outgoings. And I just went up and from a certain railway station I got a cab.
Okay.
Because and then when I got the cab, Joe, I get down, I say to him, and I know this guy, I don't know him that well. I said, look, I won't be long. Just drop me around the corner to get back to the train. And I go to the hole in the wall, and of course, nothing.
Oh, their ATMs weren't working either. Well, that ATM
Well, the ATMs they were able to get the balance, Joe. But the balance on the ATMs, this is the extraordinary part of it, was the previous balance. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Could you get cash out of the ATM?
Oh, yes, you could.
Oh,
you could in Dunlara
okay.
where I was. Well, you couldn't. I didn't ask for the cash because it wouldn't, like there was only a certain amount of my account.
Oh, in other words, you were expecting your disability pension to go in. In other words, that would put your account in the black. And when you went yesterday, the account was in the red, so you couldn't get money because I
didn't know it was in the red till I put in what I wanted. I put in 100, and the next thing is it comes back to me, Joe, saying no funds.
And how'd you pay the taxi?
Well, I actually thought, I kind of laughed at it now, Joe. I just thought to myself, there's something wrong with that ATM, just like the previous caller said. So I went to the next ATM, not knowing that this is going to cost me more on the meter. When I got to the next ATM, the same story.
No funds in your account.
No funds, and it showed the previous sort of your balance. But the previous balance at that stage wouldn't cover at this stage my fare. So the point I'm trying to make is that taxi driver, visually, Joe, turned around to me. I was trying to explain to him, I don't know what the hell is going on here.
Yeah.
And he turned around and said, I'm going to call the cards. This is fraud. I've heard that. I said, hold on, there's something wrong here.
Okay.
And Joe, he literally told me, I've heard this story every day, 7 days a week.
He probably has, fellas.
So at that stage, I said to myself, at this stage, I was panicking, and I literally had to leave this mobile phone, which is in my hand, with him as security until I had the appointment, get his name, and then go, having cost me expense to go to get the funds, to redeem the phone, not alone that, but the interest on the fare and the fare. And then all I heard from the Ulster Bank, whom I've been with for 30 years, is we apologise to our customers. So, I was kind of apprehensive. I couldn't sleep last night. So I'm up and down to the ATM. Mm-hmm. He has my phone, which I can't... I have this facility on my phone to see what my balance is.
Hang on, where is your mobile phone now?
Oh, I got it back.
Oh, thank God.
I had to pay him, Joe.
What'd you say about interest?
Well, he wanted interest.
How much? How much?
I paid him. I paid him 50.
And what was the fare?
It was at the end of the day. It was 60. No.
But how much did you hand over?
Well, I handed 110 to him.
You are not serious.
Oh yes, I am. But I got my phone back, Joe, and
that's illegal.
I think that it's ludicrous.
You say you were in a taxi. Okay, the Ulster Bank thing is serious, but we leave that aside for the moment. You were in a taxi.
From one to the other, Joe. We
okay.
didn't go to.
I know, but the fare, the fare is the fare. The fare on the meter was how much?
He didn't stop the clock.
Of course he didn't. How much was on the meter?
Yeah, 60.
60. And you were saying because you were stuck, no fault of your own, because you were stuck for the 60 in cash, which you hadn't planned, obviously. He insisted that he takes your mobile phone as collateral.
No, I asked.
You offered.
I profited,
because you were so addled.
Yes, and I kept my card. I said, look, and I was very good about it, Joe. There's no doubt about it, but I could see his point.
And who came up with the €50 interest?
Well, the thing about it was, I paid 50 because I had to borrow the money from another source, Joe.
Yeah, but your point is, for that fare yesterday, you paid 110. Am I correct?
That's correct. The whole fare of €30 max cost me 110 due to the Ulster Bank's breakdown.
And the taxi driver charging you €50 interest.
Oh, well, that's it,
Okay, Frank.
But the thing about it, Joe, is I was on to the Ulster Bank, and they said, we can't send out. I said, why don't they send out a text? Do you understand me? Well, apparently all the systems were down, Joe.
Yeah, I know they are, and apparently
both
sides of the border.
Who were very, very
I know, we're about to hear one of them now, and your situation was bad as well. I'm surprised.
But I was lucky, Joe, because there were other people that came up from Waterford and Cork to appointments to put their, pensioners' cards in machines, the Ulster. But I think that really, if the Ulster Bank are listening, they actually should, as some sort of well, you know what I'm talking about, put something into those people's account, because it really was so, This is like the Northern Rock comes to mind.
No, well, don't be thinking that, because I have such heebie-jeebies about those calls about the Northern Rock in October 2007, and that to me was the beginning of the end. So it's not Northern Rock. They're owned by RBS. They're totally safe. Okay, and you've made it strongly.
Well, Joe, the point I'm trying to make strongly at the end of the call is you could be quite an innocent individual.
As you were.
And because of their hiccup, you could end up in a Garda station for fraud.
Okay.
That's my point.
And it's well made, Frank. Briefly,
Thank you very much, Joe.
Frank and Wexford.